If you're advertising on Facebook and you don't watch this video, Facebook is about to screw you. So Meta has launched a brand new AI that has completely changed the game for how ads are run on Facebook. And if you don't adjust your ad strategy and adjust it right now, I'm talking today, you are going to see a massive increase in your lead costs. And this is already happening to some people. So I'm Russ Ruffino. Welcome to the channel. The purpose of the channel is, as always, to help coaches and experts that are stuck anywhere between 10K a month and $1 million a month get past what's holding you back and take things to the next level. So what are we seeing right now when it comes to this new Facebook AI update? Well, Facebook has launched a new AI that's called Andromeda. Now, they're really excited about this, and they think this is going to be actually a game changer for advertising and actually make it a lot easier to run ads on Facebook. But here's the problem. What Andromeda is designed to do, and you guys can look this up, I'm not going to go too deep into the weeds on this. What Andromeda is designed to do is to give Facebook a lot more data to work with. So it goes way beyond just like who's watching your ads, who's clicking your ads. It's looking at like hover time and where their mouse goes and what they're moving their mouse on and how fast they're scrolling, how slow they're scrolling. So it looks at all this data, feeds all this data back into Facebook's algorithm. So Facebook can now be ultra precise about who it is going to show your ads to. But here's the problem, and here's what we're seeing. There's a lot of coaches and experts out there who have been running ad campaigns on Facebook and who have suddenly seen their costs go through the roof. So maybe you were spending $60, $70, $80 to get a call booked, and now that cost per call has shot up to like $300 or $400, and you didn't touch anything. And you're going, oh my God, like, dude, I didn't touch anything. Did my campaign stop working? And this can send you down a whole rabbit hole where you go, oh my God, the market has changed, or oh my God, my funnel's broken, or oh my God, this. It's not any of that. It's probably just Andromeda. All right. So if you have been trying to scale your campaigns and the more you spend, the higher your lead costs get, or if you have suddenly seen campaigns that have been working for years, suddenly the costs are spiking, you got to watch this video because I'm going to show you how to fix it. So in a nutshell, the reason that this is happening is that Andromeda, as cool as it's going to be, and I really do think it's going to be a game changer, it needs way more ads to work with than what you've probably been running. Does that make sense? So most of the time we see coaches, we see experts, they roll out like 2, 3, 4, 5 ads. And, you know, that used to be fine. You used to literally be able to run 3 ads going into a funnel or a masterclass or VSL or webinar, and it would be fine. And you could reach the people you wanted to reach, and you could get the lead costs you wanted to get. And we had clients that would run ad campaigns and just not even touch their ads literally for years, and nothing would change. And Facebook would just continue to show their ads to exactly the right people. Well, with Andromeda, that does not work anymore. Sort of Achilles heel of Andromeda, or what sucks about Andromeda, is it's looking like it needs a lot more creatives, a lot more different ads to actually optimize and do what it's meant to do. So the coaches that we're seeing right now that are crushing it in their business, they're literally running like 30 or 40 new ads every month. Some of them are doing that every week. I think that's probably overkill. One of our most successful clients right now, though, he's got about 100 ads running, and we have a ton of ads running in our campaigns as well. So if you want to make Andromeda work, you need to feed it a lot of different ads. So I'm going to pull back the curtain today. I'm going to show you what kind of ad types are working and how you can leverage these strategies to start to create some of these ads without it actually like ruining your life. But again, if you're seeing your ad costs go through the roof, this is the reason why. You need to start running a lot more ads. So the faster you can feed Andromeda with different ads, the faster Andromeda can like play around and start to serve it up to different people. And the faster it can optimize what's working. So we're actually seeing ad accounts with fewer ads get punished with higher CPMs. So if you're not like an ads nerd and you don't know what a CPM is, CPM stands for cost per mil. It is what Facebook is charging you to show your ad to 1,000 people. So in most niches, a good CPM is probably between like $50, $60, $70. When you get into some of the more competitive niches like coaching, like business coaching especially, you might see CPMs in the neighborhood of like $90, $100. All of that is standard. Some of our accounts, and this actually happened to my account, saw CPM spike to like $300, $250, $300 when Andromeda rolled out site-wide. So this is something that we just have to get used to. This is just the new reality. You're gonna need to create a lot more ads. But once we did that, We saw big improvements in performance. We saw the CPMs come down. We saw our cost per lead come down. So Andromeda is a win, but you just got to do things the way that it wants you to do them. And what it wants you to do is to create a lot of different ads. Does that make sense? So let's do a quick dive into what kind of ads should you be creating? What kind of ads should you be running in this like age of Andromeda, if that's what we're going to call it, so that you can actually get the kind of outcomes that you want from Facebook advertising. So let me show you what's working now. So there's a few different ad types that we're running now that we're having a lot of success with. The first ad type is what I will call story ads. Now, these ads really need to look, let me make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. These ads need to look organic. They're going to be shot vertical on your phone. And basically, they should be really heartfelt. So there's a lot of industries out there where the hype is just through the roof, especially in the business coaching industry, which is where I'm at. There's so many people making so many ridiculous overhyped promises, and people are just absolutely sick of it. So what's great about these story ads is that number one, they don't look like an ad at all. And number two, they're actually coming at it from a much, much, much more heartfelt place. So if you want to create a story ad, what you do is you basically just grab your phone, throw on the camera. Don't do it in any kind of formal setting. Like I'm literally doing mine sitting on the couch. Or I think I did one sitting in front of that fireplace right there. And basically you just put on your iPhone and you just talk. And you're going to tell the story of how you got into the industry that you're in. So when I do it, I grab my phone, I turn it on and I say, hey, what's up? I own a company where we help coaches and experts scale their businesses and attract the clients they want. And the other day somebody asked me, Russ, why coaches? Why work with these people when you could kind of help anybody? And it's a really good question. So let me tell you a quick little story. And then you're going to tell the story of how you got into this niche. And you're going to tell the story of what it means to you. So for example, if you're a marriage coach or relationship coach, maybe you would tell the story about how you watched your parents get divorced and how horrible and traumatic it was for you and for your brothers and sisters, and not just for them too. This inspired you to go out there and learn the art of saving people's marriages so that no kids would have to go through what you went through. You see what I mean? You want to tell a really good, heartfelt story. So yes, you're going to run it as an ad, but it really shouldn't seem like an ad. It shouldn't feel like an ad, shouldn't look like an ad. You shouldn't caption it or edit it or make it all fancy. It should literally just be you talking into your phone. And so you can bang out, 3, 4, 5 of these right out of the gate just with you and your phone. And you can go out there and you can test these. But these ads are working incredibly well right now. So that's story ads. And another kind of ad that's working really well for us is educational ads. Okay, so what are these? So educational ads can be a little bit more formal. You can do them vertical on your phone, or you could, I shoot most of mine just sitting right here at my desk. But what you're going to do is you're going to run these ads and you're going to do a few things. You're going to bust myths. So any myths or misconceptions in your marketplace. You're going to teach people how to do things. Hey guys, here's what we learned from spending $15 million on Facebook ads. Hey guys, here's how you take somebody from clicking on one of your ads to becoming a client in just 24 to 48 hours. So you just straight up say, here's what I'm going to show you how to do, and you show them how to do it. You also want to use these ads to preempt objections. So there's always objections. There's always reasons why people don't want to sign up for your coaching programs, don't want to sign up for your offers. So this is your chance to just sort of get in front of those right away. If you're a coach and you're worried that, you see a lot of other coaches spending, charging $5,000, $10,000 for their work, and you're terrified and you don't know if anybody would ever pay you that much, here's how you know exactly what to charge for your stuff. You see what I mean? Where you're getting out in front of that objection in advance. So these are educational videos. Now these could be shot vertical or horizontal, and they usually run about 2 to 3 minutes. And again, it's just you talking. Doesn't need to be super polished. You don't need to use a teleprompter. I'm not using the teleprompter right now, obviously. And you're going to just go in and use these to educate your audience. And I'll show you how all this fits together into a system in just a second. And then finally, the last ad that's actually working really well for us, kind of paradoxically, is an image ad. And that's basically literally just a picture inside a square. And it might have a picture of you in the background looking happy or whatever. And it literally just says, hey, come to my webinar, check out my masterclass or whatever. So essentially the headline that's on your landing page, or the headline wherever people are going when they click this thing, you just want to put that text straight on the image. So Here's an example of one of our image ads right here. This is one that we were using to promote a webinar. And you can see it's literally just a picture of me with the headline on top of it. So what you see is what you get. Now, these look like ads, but what they do is they communicate the value prop of what they're gonna get when they click the ad just so clearly and so conspicuously that it's like, dude, you either want it or you don't. Does that make sense? So the way that all of this fits together is you've got all these different ad types running at the same time. So you have your story ads. Now for us, the story ad is the backbone of what we're doing. And then we've got our educational ads, right? Now these are the ones where you probably want to make like 10 to 15 of these at least. And so these will just be all your little educational ads here. And then you've also got your image ads here. So these ads are all running together. And what you're going to do is you're going to run your story ad. And then anybody who watches 25% or more of your story ad, or really anybody who engages with that story ad in any way, they're going to get retargeted with all of these educational ads. And you want to make 10 to 15 of these, again, like 2 to 3 minutes each. And just any objection your audience has, anything they're stuck on, any limiting beliefs they have, you can just bust all of those. And I'm going to give you a framework for creating these in just a second, all right? And then finally, you've got your image ads, which just straight up say, hey, here's what we got for you. Here's where to click. Here's how to get it. All of these are all going to be linking to, if you're doing it the way that we train you how to do, they're all going to be linking to your sign up page, which usually has a masterclass on it, which is like a 20 to 30 minute video, could be less, but it explains why they need to work with you, why it's so important. It busts some myths. It gives them your way of doing things. And you'll have your application, your booking form right there so that then they can go and book a call with you. But this is the strategy that's working right now. So if you are just out there and you're running 2 or 3 ads into your funnel and you're wondering why your lead costs are going up, this is why. You need to be running like 20, 30 of these a month. So this just needs to be a part of your job, a part of your workflow. Hey, the first Sunday of every month, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to bang out my ads. Now, on top of this, guys, once they click through to your masterclass, you can also then continue to retarget them with even more ads. And then when they book the call with you, you can also continue to retarget them too. So what's cool about this is that what the net effect is the moment they express any interest whatsoever in what you're saying, now all of a sudden you're hitting them with all this other content and you're just everywhere. So it just creates this impression that, oh my God, like I watched this guy, Russ, he told this story about his coaching company and why he started it and it meant a lot to him. And all of a sudden I'm seeing his face everywhere. And every time I see him, he's adding a lot of value. Well, maybe I'll click one of these ads and check out his masterclass, or maybe I'll click one of these ads and apply to work with him. Does that make sense? So this is how we create this perception that you're just everywhere. And what's great about Andromeda is it's going to make it a lot easier for you to do this. It's going to do this way more effectively. You just have to give it enough ads for it to play with. Does that make sense? All right, super important. So if you're seeing your ad costs go up, if all of a sudden your campaigns are not working, this is the fix. So you want to get in there and you want to deploy this right away. All right, so the next question you're probably wondering about is, okay, Russ, well, how the hell, what do I know to even say in these education ads? And the answer to this comes from this book right here, which is the 1-Sentence Persuasion course by Blair Warren. This book is a classic, and Blair actually has I think it's called Hidden Keys to Persuasion, but it's this other course that he created. It's not on the market anymore. It's really, really cool. Maybe if you can find a link to it or something like that, put it in the comments, but it's, I don't know. I don't think you can get it anymore, but it's super awesome. But anyway, this book right here, the 1-Sentence Persuasion course, is going to give us everything that we need. Now, what is that one sentence? The one sentence is this: people will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, allay their fears, justify their failures, confirm their suspicions, and help them throw rocks at their enemies. When you really understand this sentence, you understand that it gives you a roadmap to all of the content that you could ever want to create. So basically, when you go out there and you create all of your education ads and you're building out this ecosystem, in each and every one of these ads, you want to be doing one of those things. So every time your audience sees you, you should be encouraging their dreams. You should be justifying their failures. You should be doing all the other things that he's telling you to do. So for example, let's say you're going to do one where you're going to encourage their dreams and justify their failures. You might say something like this. Hey, if you're a coach or expert and you're wondering, can you charge $5,000 or $10,000 for people to work with you? I'm here to tell you that yes, you absolutely can. You just have to do it the right way. So what that means for you is that maybe you've tried to roll out a program that you wanted to charge $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 for, and all you heard was crickets and nobody bought it. Well, there's only one reason for that. You didn't have a system. So what I want to do in this video today is I want to give you a step-by-step system to justify those kinds of price points so that your people will show up credit card in hand and ready to buy. So what I want you to understand is if you tried to make an offer like that work and you couldn't make it work, guess what? It's not your fault. You just didn't have a system, and now you will. You see what I mean? So what did I do with that? And that was just off the top of my head. What I did there is I encouraged their dreams and I justified their failures, and that's it. And then I would go into now giving them a little bit of the system, and then I would tell them where to click to go to the next phase of my buying cycle. Does that make sense? So once you understand this sentence, just make sure that every single piece of content that you create does one or more of those things. It encourages their dreams. It allays their fears. It justifies their failures. It confirms their suspicions, or it helps them throw rocks at their enemies. If you do that, what that means is that every single time they see you, you are going to be being maximally persuasive. So every time they see you, and this ad strategy with Andromeda is going to make you be everywhere, but what you want to make sure is that every time they see you, you're doing one of those things. And that means they're going to tune in. They're going to want to hear from you. They're going to want to see you over and over and over again. And eventually they will click through those ads. They will go to the rest of your process. If that process is dialed in properly, you really shouldn't have a trouble turning clicks into clients, even at those high ticket prices. So if you want us to help you do that and build out this kind of a system, click the link in the description of this video because we can walk you through exactly how to do this. We're doing this with our clients now. It's making a massive, massive difference. And I believe that making this change is essential. So if some of you guys are not advertising yet and you're only getting business through word of mouth, you really need to start, because you don't have a real business unless you can spend $1 on Facebook and make $5 back, or spend $1 on advertising and make $10 back. Otherwise, you're just sitting there crossing your fingers, hoping that the clients show up, or sitting there crossing your fingers and hoping that you get some kind of referrals that month. You've got to have a business that is scalable and sustainable, where people are clicking your ads and they're becoming clients even at those high ticket prices, and they're doing that on a consistent basis using a process that runs 24 hours a day. So if you need help with that, check out the description of this video. We'll show you how to do it. All right. Get out there, start creating some ads, start taking advantage of Andromeda. At the end of the day, it's going to be really, really cool, and it's going to be incredibly valuable for us, but you just got to start creating more ads, and you got to adapt to the way that Facebook wants you to do things. All right. I'm Russ Ruffino. I'll catch you on the next video.